Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counters ticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime network. We're here with some more Pirate Warriors 4 because the new DLC came out like a week or two ago. I can't remember when it was exactly. And that means we've got a new mode to go to, so
Fun times.
let's have a look at this. I've done all 4 of the things that are here. I haven't gotten full marks on any but the Navy base one because it's fucking difficult to do. But I've got all of them over 10,000, which I think is an achievement. I've not actually seen anything for Koby's Combat Chronicle, so oh. Okay, so you can't play as any of the Straw Hats, but you can play as all these guys. Can't play as Jinbei, because he's a Straw Hat. Play as all the Marines, you can play as all the others, you can play as them. You can't play as Onigashima Luffy. So yeah,
I imagine you're supposed to play as Koby.
Probably. Which I
just
probably,
a guess.
Yeah, I can do that, because Koby is very fun to play. Yeah, I've leveled up all 3 of the new characters. Uta is difficult to play with. I'm not going to say she's bad necessarily, because I have seen a couple of people say that she is actually pretty fun to play once you get a hang of her.
So, just a steep learning curve then?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think she's necessary. I think she's all... From what I remember of playing with her, she was alright with mobs. She wasn't great with singular enemies, if I remember correctly. Speed type Shanks is fucking great, though. That really good. And Koby is a lot of fun to play.
I'm honestly surprised that this is the first Koby in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I could have sworn that Koby was in the game before this. Nope, he was not.
It is kind of a surprise, yeah. So these are the moves he's got. Most of them involve summoning fucking Marines as well. It's quite interesting.
That's funny.
I've also made some soul map progress, so now I can get a bunch more skills. Let's go with rocket.
Get some skills that kills. I forget, is Roger playable?
No. Though it's suspected he is...
Because I know he's part of the last DLC, or at least based on the silhouette, he probably is. Which is...
Oh.
It is wild to me that Roger has not been added to the game before this point. Maybe they just don't think he has enough, had enough showings before this point.
The guess is that he's going to be one of the next DLC characters.
Yeah. It's not an unreasonable guess, if we're being honest.
No. Alright, that's done. Let's get one of Koby's special moves. So yeah, one of his special moves, you just summon a bunch of Marines who start blasting.
But anyway, I start blasting.
Yeah.
I love Danny DeVito. I can't get in Always Sunny though. Just too much, you know.
Well, it is very much the epitome of like assholes in comedy sort of thing, and it's supposed to be. Supposed to be like that is sort of the point of it to a certain extent. You know, in like it's intentional in the way that other sort of like asshole comedies don't feel like that.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, I get that. On the other hand, like, that's never really been my comedy.
Yeah, no, and it doesn't make it any easier to get into by any stretch.
Yep.
体が伸び縮みするなんてルフィさんみたいな力だったな。
No, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah. So how's your anime catch-up been going?
Not terribly. I'll still probably have a fair few to watch tomorrow, but that's fine. I've got all day tomorrow.
Well, you got plenty of time. Oh, hey, Hancock, one of Koby's one of the people Koby has actually encountered before.
Yeah, well, she's dead. She's dead now. As Barto. This is an early mission, and I've got a fully leveled Koby, so it's not going to be difficult.
Yeah, you know, it is pretty funny that Koby is one of the few people who was just unaffected by Hancock's spears. So that might have just been him dodging her arrows.
Clearly he's in love with Luffy.
Perhaps. I won't. I won't contest that assertion.
Oh, that's the thing I've had a thought about. I don't think Luffy should be affected by Hancock's powers in this game.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why though?
I don't know. I've been turned to stone.
Maybe it's just a balance thing. Prevent you from steamrolling certain levels of certain characters. Because, well, isn't Sanji someone who can't hurt female opponents in this game?
I'm fairly sure, yeah.
So that's probably just a case of a weakness that you have to work around as the player.
But it's irritating because that's one of a few one of a few like characters who can inflict status effects like that. Kuzan is another major one that fucking sucks.
Oh, I'm well aware that Kuzan is not a fun one. You've bitched about him a lot.
Kuzan,
I think Hancock and the admirals in general, really, but Kuzan especially.
Kuzan, Kizaru, Kainu, they all
Who else
suck.
unlocks you?
Ace and Sabo. Basically, Logias fucking suck.
Yeah, because they're very hard to pin down.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, did you at least manage to catch up on the shows you wanted to catch up on before this point?
What do you mean?
Like, are you like more or less on the schedule you set for yourself?
Not really, but as I said, I'm not too bothered about that. I'm not as bothered by that. That's gonna be difficult. That's one. Only two more? Well, two more now. Okay, good. Full force burst counts. That's gonna make things easier. Still difficult, but easier.
So, what shows are you caught up on then?
I mean, I've watched the first episode for... What was that? Why are you unbeatable right now? That seems unfair. Trying to remember what I am caught up on now. I know the last thing I watched was Buchigiri, which was...
I'll have to wait till tomorrow to hear your thoughts on that one.
2 days.
Right. Time is a weird slurry.
Technically
And
Friday
tired.
for me. Actually, no, it's not yet, because it's fucking 10:30. But it will be. I mean, what I did also do today is watch the first 2 episodes of Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
It's been interesting seeing the things they've changed.
Yeah, it's mostly minor tweaks, but a couple of things here and there that have been neat. They definitely tweaked Annabeth's personality a bit to make her feel a bit more.
Well, because basically, I mean, the reason why I asked you where it ended, because I wanted to basically, because I wanted to reread the books. Well, reread the book that is season 1. See where I was at that time, because I think I was just at the point where Percy had gotten to camp. Maybe a little bit after that, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, rereading it, it definitely feels like they are whatchamacallit, de-emphasizing the crush that Annabeth had on Luke in the books.
Yeah. No, they made a much more familiar relationship, which I am much more comfortable with, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good adaptation.
Yeah.
So far. They made some changes here and there, but it's mostly been either stuff that doesn't really negatively affect it in any way, or stuff that's honestly kind of for the better.
How do you feel about the thing with them shortening Percy's time at Yancey?
I get it, honestly, and I do think it's probably for the better, because, that whole bit was kind of uncomfortable for most of it. And mostly just was Percy getting bullied, which you don't need to drag out to show what was happening.
Yeah. Because I've been watching it, watching along with it via basically the only reaction channel I really watch with any consistency. And they really took against Grover for, lying to get Percy out of there.
Yep. I mean, I get that attitude. At the same time, like, it is a thing of like, oh yeah, we need to get you out of here so we can so we can, keep you safe because shit just went down. It came across as like a very desperation type move.
I don't like this map because it's hard to tell where people are. So yeah, so I'm only at the end of episode 2. So also the reveal that Percy's mum is not necessarily dead. That coming so early on was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Pika.
相談お願いします。そこですね。
Gone.
指揮を取ります。攻撃陣形。
I have no idea where the fuck I'm going on this map. Seriously. Do I have to turn? No. Right, if I go down this way. Keep falling over to my right. There's Pika. You're sort of in the way there, you fucking high-voiced idiot. Okay.
Koby does seem like a ton of fun to play.
I mean, I like playing with pretty much all of the speed types because they just are so quick and fluid to play with.
Mm-hmm. That's their whole thing.
Yeah. I have also played with a couple of other characters that I don't think I had previously. So, played with Kizaru. He wasn't great, honestly. I wasn't much of a fan.
Kizaru does strike me as one of those types, yeah.
Who else? Played as Jinbei. That was actually pretty fun. I liked playing as Jinbei. And I played as Katakuri because I heard that he was supposed to be like really good to play with. He was okay.
That tracks.
I'll probably play as him again at some point, but he's definitely not on my favorites list.
Is he a bit too unwieldy? Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, he's not the easiest to get combos going with.
Yeah.
And his special moves are weird. It's possible I was playing on maps that didn't necessarily suit him either.
That is the thing to be aware of.
No, Koby I can play with all day. He is a lot of fun.
I bet.
Though my go-to still remains Gear 5 Luffy.
Gear 5 Luffy is just so incredibly fun from what I've seen of his playing style.
No, it's really fucking fun. And just the fact that you can stay in that transformation, like, for so long.
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely joyous.
Yeah. So much fun just playing as a silly little guy.
Yeah, just silly little guy.
Oh, hey, hybrid Kaido. Bye, hybrid Kaido.
Rest in Pischetti, never forgetting.
Like I said, this early on, the fights aren't going to be real struggles.
Yeah.
Especially if there's not a time limit. That's the thing with the Yamato one. You've got a time limit for it.
That tracks.
Which does make it pretty difficult. Here it appears to be health-based, and again, you know, fully leveled up with some boosts as well, thanks to the soul map. And I've also got the skill that heals me when I enter full force burst mode, so I don't think I'm going to be worrying about health for any time soon. Not unless I get absolutely fucking swarmed by people who can stunlock me.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is possible.
It's definitely possible.
Right, well there's 2 of the 3 taken out in 15 seconds, so... Where are you, Kaku? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You're a little late, the 2 of you.
Nah, that's fine. They'll be fine.
Kaku is long already dead, so...
It's been a hot second since we've seen Kaku in the manga, if I recall correctly. Last time we saw him, he was
He'd
bandaged up and stuck in a bubble.
I was gonna say, yeah, he got put in the bubble, didn't he?
Yeah, he got put in timeout.
Though he also seemed a little more self-aware in that he knew he and Lucci stood no chance.
Yeah.
Whereas Lucci is a fucking idiot.
Yep. That is correct.
And clearly, you know, needs to be forced to work his way through the entire Straw Hat crew until he's, you know, facing off against the weakest members and still struggling.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Which I desperately hope happens.
It probably won't, but it'd be funny if it did. I don't think Oda wants to reduce, like, decay his threat that much.
That implies he has a threat.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Ho ho ho.
Let's increase damage. Why the fuck not? I have no idea how long this is gonna go, by the way.
You are perfectly fine in that. Do not worry.
Ooh, that's a little bit more difficult.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of hits I've got to keep going.
Yeah. To be fair, you're halfway there.
Oh, there's the 800. Come on. Go the fuck down. Why aren't you going down? Why are you just sat there? This doesn't seem fair.
That was odd. He should be dead.
Yeah, I've got to maintain this combo.
You're not having a hard time maintaining the combo, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people here, but still. Why aren't you dead? This is unfair. I don't know why you just sat there.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You're up to an unreasonably high number hits.
Please go down. I'm just gonna let it fade and see if that does anything. No. I might need to restart.
Yeah, probably just do that before you get any deeper in.
I think it's bugged.
Yeah, probably just reboot the mission.
Oh! You recovered. Well, you're gonna go down again, buddy. There we go. That was definitely a more than 800 hit combo.
Yeah.
So who do you think is feeding Luffy in the most recent chapter?
The best bets I can think of are Kizaru and Karabo.
I hope it's not Karabo.
I kind of hope it's Kizaru, yeah.
It would be interesting if it was Kizaru. It would certainly make sense given based on what we've learned as well.
Mm-hmm.
お前と出会うことは知っている。ほう、お前も未来が見えるのか。戦えば勝つのは俺のようだ。
I'm willing to bet people did not see that, addition to whatchamacallit, the Straw Hat side coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a basic mission.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I do hope it's a genuine thing and not just like a red herring.
Yeah. Oh. I was supposed to defeat them in order? What order should I have been defeating them in? Any ideas?
What do you mean?
I'm apparently supposed to defeat them in a certain order. Pirate Commander, German Commander, and Chess Soldier Commander.
Huh.
Any ideas?
Just beat the Pirate Commander first.
I did, and it didn't work. I'm gonna go alphabetically.
So beat the Chess Soldier Commander first.
And the lone pirate commander. Yeah, it was alphabetical. Good. You.
Alphabetical. Alphabetical.
I'm gonna wait for the mission to pop up before I go after the commander. Ah, okay. It's one of these. Well, it's not gonna be as difficult as it could be. Come on. Gotta get my meter up. And down he goes. Oh, Judge crashed the battlefield. Well, unfortunately for him, I'm busy right now. Judge is in the game, isn't he? As a playable.
Who is?
Judge. He is a playable character, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think you'll ever play him because he sucks.
As a person or as a playable character?
As a person.
Yeah, probably not. Then again, I'm probably gonna level up somebody like Kainu, again, because he's apparently a pretty good character to play as.
He is, of course, a better person than Judge. That helps.
Is he a better person than Judge?
At least he believes in doing what he thinks is the right thing, rather than being, you know, a self-centered asshole.
I mean, I guess.
It's like comparing two incredibly disgusting things to one another. If you're comparing like your own mucus to snail mucus, one of these things is something that you're going to be more comfortable with accidentally touching than the other. You know what I'm getting at there, right?
Yes. What's up tomorrow? Oh yeah, there you are.
He is currently getting his ass beat by Kizaru. Oh wait.
Well, Sentomaru actually just called Kizaru Uncle, which I don't feel like I remember that being said before this point. Before the.
So he just calls him Uncle Kizaru or Old Man Kizaru in the original Japanese. It's Uncle like an informal, not like actual related. By the way, more like a Yakuza type thing.
Okay. But I mean, it's just one of those things that doesn't now make sense.
Yeah. Oh my god. I didn't realize that there's a Mafia spin-off of Aruma.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If I remember correctly, it was just a cover page at first, and then people really liked it, so...
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yoshi, まだいける.
Aha. Special training.
Something, something, you're my special something. So with all the Marines, which ones do you think will wind up turning against the world government at the end of the series? You know, besides the obvious ones of Koby, Smoker, etc.
I mean, yeah, I mean, anyone who's a part of Sword already is definitely turning against them. I think Sentomaru at this point seems pretty
Sentomaru's already turned.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a question at this point.
Lucci's gonna stay loyal to the death because he's a fucking moron.
And also because he's a simp for murder. He's a murder hobo.
Yeah. Obviously, Akainu is just gonna. I mean,
I actually don't know about Akainu because, like, I think there is the possibility that he'll turn out of disgust for the world nobles.
I think if I think if he does turn, he's gonna get murked by him like instantly.
That's entirely possible.
And I do mean like instantly, like it's gonna happen at him.
He's gonna get that door slammed right in his face.
Yeah.
The door to redemption is not going to be open on him, open for him to pass through. Well, if Garp is still around by the time it gets to that point in the series, he's probably going to turn as well.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Though, yeah, obviously seems more likely that he's gonna, whatchamacallit, die to fully established Blackbeard.
Either Blackbeard or Eam.
I'd have said him before, you know, he did get taken hostage at Blackbeard's, you know, stronghold.
Yeah, those ones will obviously turn. The question is, like, which other Marines outside of, like, the sword ones or the obvious sympathetic ones like Smoker and Shiki would turn.
I mean, how many...
312 is a pretty strong candidate.
Yeah. Who, sorry?
Fujitora.
I mean, I would have classed him as one of the obvious ones, to be brutally honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair.
Like, he seems...
Also, I think I brought this point up when we were doing him on the ranking him on the tier list, but Fujitora actually can't be in Sword because he's an admiral and too valuable to be a burner agent. Which is something I hadn't thought of until we actually started doing the ranking, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, wait a minute, no, that doesn't sound right. There's no way the world government would be that stupid. They're pretty stupid, and even they're not that stupid. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other Marines outside of the, the obvious ones who would feasibly set up for a base turn.
I mean, is Hina a part of Sword?
Who?
Hina.
Hina? No, I don't think so. She does seem like a likely candidate to turn, though. Yeah, Hina's a good example for sure. Probably several of the prominent vice admirals will probably turn at some point. Like, most likely, all the ones we haven't mentioned yet. Suru is probably, like, the biggest one. Because she seems like a fairly reasonable person. I wonder what Sengoku's gonna do.
I would imagine he will turn when Im kills, a Marine, be it, Garp or a Kainu or something like that.
So close.
I need to do these missions again with a fucking low rank character. Or a worse character. Quite frankly, as it is now, this is just not much of a challenge. Again though, time limit ones are a little bit trickier.
Oh yeah, speaking of wrestling terms, like the one I used a second ago. Actually, so I've been listening to a podcast, I don't know if I mentioned it on stream or not before, but it's called Behind the Bastards. Basically looks at a lot of historical figures who are, both recent and older, who are, real notable for being bastards.
Yeah.
The one so like they do like usually it's like two-parters for individuals, but sometimes they're longer. The one I listened to just finished recently was a 6-parter on Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, like the whole first part was like about context for the history of the the profession of professional wrestling, but still important background to get in order to get an idea of how it worked and what McMahon did to become prominent and to fuck things up.
Yeah. What sort
Lots
of
and lots of stories about him being a colossal sleazy jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended the podcast about him by discussing the story of one Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Which is fucking tragic. Like, holy shit.
It really is.
And like, Vince McMahon just comes across as both a callous asshole and an incredibly sleazy, gross person.
That would be Vince McMahon for you.
Yep. It's like, I know you're probably a lot more familiar with all his bullshit than I am, even after listening to like a good 8 hours worth of material on his fuckery. Given that you are a longtime wrestling fan.
For my sins, yes, I am.
You don't need to qualify it, Bill. We all have our guilty pleasures. It's fine. No one will blame you. Actually, some people will blame you, but those people are assholes. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fascinating to learn a little bit about the history of professional wrestling and just all the men who were just left broken and broken by the wayside, especially in the wake of Vince McMahon. Like, holy shit, that was a lot of drug and steroid abuse that went on in, like, especially in the 80s and 90s.
It is,
mostly the 70s and 80s, actually.
Yeah. It is rare now to find, or... They're not that... Right. There are a number of deceased wrestlers from that time period. More than, the average should be.
Most of them die in like their 30s or 40s, which is just insane to me. Like, people should not die that young, especially if just like heart failure of all things. Like, I remember one anecdote they mentioned was one wrestler's wife was always worried that if her husband didn't pick up the phone, it was just because he died on the road. Because that was not an uncommon occurrence amongst wrestlers back in the day.
Yeah. It's the brutal industry is the unfortunate truth of it. Because...
I mean, part of it, the reason it's brutal is because it's horrendously unregulated.
Oh, yeah. I mean, WWE wrestlers are not considered employees. They're considered...
Yeah, they're contractors.
They're independent contractors.
And that's on top of the fact that they are they got union busted.
Yeah.
Because it turns out Hulk Hogan is a snitch.
I mean, Hulk Hogan is notoriously fucking awful.
Yeah, oh no, he is kind of an asshole. I know they mentioned this, like, they mentioned that all wrestlers are some degree of liar, because, that's kind of the gig, but...
Yeah.
At the same time, though, like, Hulk Hogan seems to have taken it to a special degree.
No, Hulk Hogan is one of the worst. The only reason I can't say the absolute worst is because there have been some real fucking shitbags in the industry.
Like Vince McMahon, for example.
Yeah.
Apparently at one point, like 10 or so years ago, he just blew out his quads trying to step into the ring.
Yeah, that was so fucking funny. So the thing is that Vince has this like stupid walk that he does.
Yeah, they call it the Baby Huey walk.
Yeah.
So,
He walks like he's got fucking hemorrhoids.
oh my god.
And the thing was, this was Royal Rumble 2005, if I remember correctly. And basically,
Oh, okay, so it's quite
basically,
a while ago.
yeah. What was supposed to happen was the last two was Batista and John Cena.
Oh, okay.
And I think the point was that they were supposed to eliminate each other, but Cena was supposed to land just before Batista.
Oh, so it would have been like a close match double knockout
really
type thing.
close one, yeah.
And they didn't quite do it
Well,
the way
they
McMahon
both
wanted.
landed at the same time.
It's really hard to nail that kind of timing.
Yeah. Live on pay-per-view, it's really fucking hard to do that sort of shit. So because they landed at the same time, Vince came out furious that this had happened. And yeah, as he got in the ring, he tore both quads and had to just sit there barking orders.
He must have looked so fucking ridiculous. Just like sitting with his legs just straight out or some shit.
Yeah, he does. It's actually ridiculous.
そこですね
Yeah,
撃破しました
the
次です
McMahon unfortunately does not get much karma like that. They did recount one incident where I think it was Owen Hart's brother Brett just straight up cold cocked
Punched him in the face after
McMahon.
the. Well, that was actually before Owen's death, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, before that, it was like
because it was
basically
Montreal
McMahon
Screwjob.
arranged for him to be screwed over by a ref call or some shit.
So basically, what was happening was
ブルーノさん
at the time WWE was basically had a
It was feuding within the wrestling league, right?
yeah WCW World Championship Wrestling, who were at the time basically doing a lot better than WWE.
Didn't they poach like a ton of their talent, including Hulk Hogan?
Yes, so a big part of the reason they were doing so well at the time was that they had a group called the NWO New World Order, which was led by Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan, all three of whom were like pretty big names in WWE. Obviously, Hulk Hogan the biggest of them all, but this was Hulk Hogan, you know, being a bad guy for the first time in like a couple of decades.
It's always weird to it is weird to hear about like the weirdest ass of heel turns that were scripted by McMahon.
Yeah, but they also had Goldberg at the time, who was starting his undefeated streak, because he went like technically or supposedly he went like fucking 300 victories to no losses or something like that.
I mean, it's all kayfabe, so
Yeah,
scripted.
but the point is they were bullshitting the numbers as well.
Yeah, that tracks.
But he was really popular because of that as well. And Bret Hart, who was at the time the WWE champion, was his contract was up, and Vince wasn't willing / able to pay him the money that he wanted. So he was going to, wasn't willing / able to pay him the money that WCW was offering to pay him.
Wasn't part of the reason McMahon was so reluctant to let him go that he had the championship belt and he didn't want to leave the league while he was champion?
Well, the point was, he, as I said, he was the champion, and his basically main rival at the top of the company was Shawn Michaels, who at the time
They hated each other, yeah.
Yeah. They hated each other. Michaels was, quite frankly, a dickbag at the time. Like, huge partier, huge drug taker. Yeah, they just absolutely despised each other. And so, Survivor Series 1997, held in Montreal, which is obviously in Canada, where Bret Hart is basically a national hero.
Yep.
Hart did not
If I
want.
recall correctly, the policy was let the national hero win in their home country, basically.
Not even necessarily that. Bret basically just did not want to lose the title to Shawn in Canada. He was willing to do it in America, not in Canada. But
Makes sense.
previously, there was a female wrestler called Medusa, if I'm remembering correctly, who had been the WWE Women's Champion, and then had basically gotten poached by WCW, turned up on their show, and dumped the WWE belt in the trash.
Oh, damn. Shots fucking fired.
Yeah, and that got Vince super paranoid about Bret doing the same thing. And so, you know, it basically came to somebody suggested, why don't we just screw him over? And basically what happened was they had Shawn lock Bret in his own fucking submission hold, the sharpshooter, and then the ref called for the bell and fucking booked it.
Wasn't it also like, it wasn't even like a complete submission? Like, it was just like a submission that was in the process of getting reversed when it was called?
Yeah, no, it was meant to be reversed in the story of the match. It was meant to be reversed, but as I said, the instant that Shawn got it locked in, the referee, Earl Hebner, if I'm remembering his name correctly, called for the bell. Vince was also there at ringside. He called for the bell. Referee booked it. Shawn got his ass out of there. Bret is fucking furious. Vince takes complete blame for it, even though I think it was, you know, a coalition of Vince, Shawn, and a couple other guys. And yeah, Bret basically says, Vince, if you're still in here when I come out my shower, I'm gonna fucking hit you. Goes in the shower,
And he
out,
does.
Vince is still there, hits him.
Yeah, he got cold cocked. It's kind of what he was asking for.
Yeah.
Like, Vince McMahon is an absolute bastard of a person. Like,
No, he is. Absolutely is.
like, any man who could, like, legitimately make Andre the Giant hate your guts is a bad person, in my book. Andre the Giant was just, like, the nicest dude, and, like, he got done so dirty. Not to mention, like, apparently, part of the reason that, Andre the Giant hated Vince McMahon so much by the end was, due to, you know, McMahon, sexually assaulting one of, Andre's female friends. Which is, you know, incredibly fucking shitty.
Would not shock me. Vince sexually assaulted a lot of people.
Does not surprise me.
And it's, you know, only been recently that it's really come out, unfortunately.
Uh-huh. I would recommend you checking out the episodes on Vince McMahon, because if nothing else, I think you'll find the history of wrestling, of professional wrestling in the Americas very fascinating. And how McMahon came to be, you know, in the position that he is now.
To be fair, I know a relatively decent amount about it already.
More detail can't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do have some other really interesting episodes that I have been binging the podcast quite relentlessly lately, if I'm being honest. Because there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a two-parter that I think you can check out to get a gist of what the podcast is like. The title of the episode is "The Man Who Ruined New York." It's about a guy named Robert Moses, who was basically a city planner who accumulated a shocking amount of power without ever holding elected office, and used that power to be a very racist asshole. By basically, like, using his position to, he basically pioneered the concept of hostile architecture that is weaponized, especially against homeless people today.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you hear or see about that, you can almost be certain that some of those techniques are derived from Robert Moses, or at least inspired by him.
Yeah.
Dude was a real asshole. Yeah, they have some really good. Like, their topics are very are quite varied and interesting. Some other stuff they talk about stuff like shitty doctors, war criminals, dictators, all and the like, and also just more mundane assholes like, you know, Vince McMahon, Scott Adams, and their ilk. You know, people involved in like the entertainment industry dickheads.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, they have 6 different episodes on L. Ron Hubbard, and the dude is incredibly kooky. Like, do you know who that is?
No.
He's the founder of Scientology.
Oh, that douchebag.
Yes. The dude was legit insane. Like, but he was also, like, one of the most prolific sci-fi writers of his time. Like, dude legit cranked out, like, hundreds of thousands of words in a week and just mailed all of that shit into publishers. Just threw shit at the wall to see what stuck. And also, there is a very good chance that he believed all his bullshit. By being, you know, a rampant con artist.
Was it his wife that went missing mysteriously?
No. I believe that is the current head of Scientology. No, Elron's wife got arrested because she took the fall for him.
Ah.
For, you know, infiltrating the fucking federal government. More thoroughly than the Soviets had ever done, apparently, which is kind of impressive, actually. Horrifying, but impressive.
I also kind of don't believe it.
No, it's documented. They actually got a shit ton of Scientologists to infiltrate the federal government, specifically for, like,
I'm more talking about more than the Soviets ever did, sort of thing.
More than we have any evidence that the Soviets ever did.
Yeah. I feel fairly
If I'm
confident
being
in saying
fair.
the Soviets, you know, did pretty well in their espionage.
We don't seem to realize just how like absolutely fucked the Soviet government and the Soviet Union in general was at the time. Like they did a good job of projecting strength, but whereas like they were falling apart at many points domestically.
Yeah. Well, they had no money.
Yeah, exactly. Because it turns out authoritarianism isn't exactly a recipe for, you know, good governance. Like anyone who thinks fascism is like an efficient form of government is not particularly well informed of the shortcomings of that, you know, of that governing philosophy.
Yeah.
I would recommend you check the podcast out. You might like it.
What was its name again?
Behind the Bastards. It's hosted by former Cracked writer Robert Evans.
Right.
Did you ever read Cracked articles back in its heyday?
Sometimes. They're not, you know, with any sort of regularity, I don't think.
Yeah, I remember Cracked was really big in the late 2000s, early 2010s before it kind of got fucked over by like the big video boom that the shift to video. Like it tried to go along with that shift and got screwed over because like as it turns out, Facebook was lying about the metrics for videos, and they don't make as much money as you'd think they would. So, like, yeah.
Facebook lying. I'm absolutely shocked.
Oh, yeah, no, they did a bunch of stuff, like, lying about everything because they're assholes.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg in particular. Would you be shocked to know that there are multiple episodes about Mark Zuckerberg?
Not at all.
It is complicit in some really awful shit. If in some ways, the complicity is just due to, you know, inaction. It was inaction that was very deliberate and willful.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to hurt his bottom line in the slightest. Because he's a fucking coward.
Yeah.
Also, if I turn up dead tomorrow, it's because of Mark Zuckerberg. Definitely. Definitely won't happen, though. Probably.
Probably. I mean, I'd laugh if you... Well, I wouldn't laugh necessarily, but it would be kind of funny if you did actually die tomorrow and it had nothing to do with Zuckerberg.
It would be.
But people are like, oh, well, he said this, so...
Yep.
You know, like that Gambit in fucking proxy chat among us.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So if I remember correctly, going from whatchamacallit, when TFS did it, like the very first game they did it, Kieran was like pestering Ampfish, who was one of the imposters, but due to issues with the proxy chat, couldn't speak or hear anything.
Oh, Among Us. I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh.
I did not hear the way you enunciated it. But yeah, no, that was very funny. I loved their Among Us streams. I wish they did more of them, but...
Well, I mean, I think we can talk to how fucking hard it is to get people together.
It is so difficult to actually get the time for everyone. Or rather to, like, find a way for everyone's schedule to line up right for it.
Yeah. Are there any other Vince McMahon stories you can remember from the podcast?
Give me a sec to think. Oh, Buggy. Remember when we were theorizing that Buggy would run to Shanks after Wano?
よしまだいける
Oh yeah, the what was it? The Attitude Era, where they do this weird ass storyline involving Vince's daughter getting kidnapped by the Undertaker, and what was it? Stone Cold Steve Austin having to rescue her and all that shit. And it turns out Vince McMahon was behind it the whole time. And
it was me, Austin. It was me. It was me all along, Austin. That is so.
I remember seeing that clip in what was it? One of Super Eye Patch Wolf's videos.
Yeah.
Very funny. Just absolutely insane.
It's so insane.
It takes a special kind of crazy to both perform in wrestling and to write it. I bet.
Also, not the last time that Stephanie got kidnapped.
Oh, god damn it.
In fact, she got kidnapped by Triple H, drugged into unconsciousness, in inverted commas, and taken to a chapel in Vegas where they were kayfabe married.
Oh, that's funny.
Funnily enough, however, the time that they spent together on the road, they ended up married in real life.
Oh, neat.
In far less suspicious circumstances.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say I wonder what kind of drugs Vince McMahon was taking, but he was probably still on a shitload of cocaine and or steroids at that point.
Cocaine, steroids, yeah.
Maybe some speed too to spice it up. There were a lot of like the 80s were a drugged up time. Like so many people, so many big names in the 80s were just on so many drugs.
So one from the late 90s in the Attitude Era. So there's a guy called Mark Henry. Competed in World's Strongest Man competitions. I think won some of them as well. Yeah, super strong dude, big black guy. At the time, had the name Sexual Chocolate.
Oh no! That is just.
He ended up in a storyline where he, again, kayfabe, slept with Mae Young, who was not young, and she gave birth to a giant hand.
What?
I wish I was making this up.
No, I know you're not making it up because professional wrestling is insane, but like, what?
It's fucking crazy.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of unfortunate unfortunate racial bullshit. A lot of wrestlers who are like these supposed to be these minority characters, including a lot of like supposedly Native American wrestlers,
Yeah,
or, you
we're
know,
not.
just Italian dudes with a spray tan or some shit.
I mean,
Which yeah.
guy called Yokozuna. You'd expect him to be Japanese, right?
He was white, wasn't he?
Samoan, actually.
That's not as bad. Still not great though.
Yeah.
Like that one time they had I think it was Iron Sheik, who is Iranian, pretend to be Iraqi. Which is, you know, if you know anything about that region, not a good move.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have been at war multiple times in the past 50 years. I was like, yeah, no. Sometimes it's not as bad if you confuse ethnicities or like deliberately downplay them for like the sake of just like, hey, we want you to play a specific role, and we want at least the racial your race to be the same, if not like necessarily the exact ethnicity to line up one-to-one.
Yeah.
Or like, you gotta be sensitive sometimes to these cultural rivalries. Especially if it's like dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
Dumb, silly bullshit. But yeah, I know a lot more about wrestling now than I did a week ago. That's something, at least.
Has it got you,
I'm still not interested in actually, you know, trying to watch wrestling, but...
Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
I already have a lot of stuff on my plate as it is, Mill. I don't need to start a whole new ass form of media from scratch.
I mean, WWE is actually... Oh, it's not perfect by any stretch, but it's better now that Vince has essentially been forced to retire.
Oh, good.
So now it's basically Triple H running the wrestling side of things, and he's actually pretty good at it.
Oh, that's neat. Good for him.
Again, like I said, not perfect by any stretch, but certainly he's doing some pretty good things otherwise. It would be my pleasure to give Lucci a beating.
Mm-hmm. I know you do enjoy talking about wrestling, though, Mill, because it's a thing you are a fan of.
It's a thing I've been watching since 2006, 2007. Something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's been a huge part of my life. God, how long is that now?
Nearly 20 years.
Nearly 20 years. I think I'm actually going to call it here. I know it's earlier than we would usually go, but I am quite tired.
You want to just run one quick mission with Uta real quick, just to show what she...
Okay.
what her gameplay is, and then we can call it.
Go with that one.
私の歌聞かせてあげる
I'm not shocked that her gameplay would be unconventional. On to a different topic, though. The fucking anime awards.
I know you're annoyed about them fucking, whatchamacallit, how they're covering it. They're doing it fall to summer rather than, you know, winter to fall. But you've got to admit, it's better than them just, you know, fucking missing things out from fall.
Yeah, but I still think that missing things out from fall was stupid to begin with. I know recency bias is a thing, but at the same time, that can be amended by having the award show later in the year.
That's fair.
It's like really fucking stupid. They can just have the voting take place in fucking February, and that would fix most of the issues. But no, they decided to do a stupid ass thing and have it go fall to summer instead of, you know, winter to fall like a normal fucking year does. It feels unnecessary and stupid because they want to get the voting out ASAP instead of being remotely patient. Anyways, I'm going to make sure to vote in a way that I think will make sure that AOT and Demon Slayer win absolutely fucking nothing, because they don't deserve to win anything.
I mean, I've voted once now. I honestly can't be arsed voting again. Fuck it.
I don't blame you. I'm probably going to forget multiple days.
幸せにするな
I mean, look, as much as, you know, I agree that One Piece has been one of the best shows this year, I don't think it's fair necessarily to have it be in so many categories.
Oh no, it's definitely unfair. It is super fucking unfair. Also, as you said on the Discord, who the fuck put marginal service in for original anime?
I do not know. That was dog shit. That was absolute dog shit. I watched one episode of that and I knew it was dog shit.
That is just a wasted slot that could go to literally anything else.
I mean, as I said, you know, fucking, whatchamacallit, it was not a great year for originals.
No, it was not.
At least
There were still a
if
few
we
good
don't
originals.
At least if we, you know, aren't including Fall.
Yeah. There were still a few, but yeah, most of the best originals were from Fall.
Because
Yeah, whenever I see Demon Slayer and/or Attack on Titan pop up, I'm just gonna vote for Jujutsu Kaisen because that's usually in the same category as the other two.
Yeah.
And it seems like an easy dark horse to put behind. Well, not even a dark horse, just an easy thing to put behind.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, I tried to work out like what originals could have been picked instead of marginal service, and to be fair, it was like fucking.
It's a dry fucking list.
It was fucking, what was it? Shinobi no Itoki, Revenger, and something else.
Revenger would have worked.
Revenger
would have been a
worked, to be
better
fair.
pick.
It would have been a better pick. It still wouldn't have won based on what it was against, but it would have
No,
been a better
it wouldn't
pick.
have. I'm willing to bet that Witch from Mercury is most likely going to win that one.
Yeah.
Because most of the other originals are just not nearly as well known. Also, I am annoyed as hell that Dangers in My Heart got snubbed from Best Romance and Best Comedy. Like, Horimiya does not need to be there. The missing pieces really sucked.
I don't think it sucked, but
it sucked relative to the competition it's up against.
to nominate it is a little stupid.
Yeah.
And frankly,
Alright.
somewhat unfair.
I feel like it's going to be. I feel like for the reason they shifted to make sure they didn't have the fall stuff in last year's thing was because they wanted to avoid a Chainsaw Man sweep, and it turns out that oh no, it was probably going to be a bocce sweep instead.
Yeah.
It's like what this award is going to be as well, because it's still one of the best contenders. I do feel like having the popular vote on this have as much weight as it does is kind of unfortunate because a lot of it's just going to mean that it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is rarely indicative of true quality.
Well, I mean, look at the fact that fucking Unwanted Undead Adventurer has a higher mouse score than fucking whatchamacallit, Sengoku Yoko.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Why? I dropped that shit at episode 1 because it was boring as hell.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
What?
That supporting character is going to get swept by Gojo. I just fucking know it.
Who are the other nominations?
Reagan, Hanji, Hana Arima, Power, and Geto.
I think I voted for Reagan.
I voted for Hana the first time. I might vote for Reagan this time, but yeah. I'm willing to bet that Gojo's going to sweep because everyone fucking loves Gojo. Also, why is a best anime song basically just all opening songs?
I don't know, especially when you could have nominated stuff from Bocce and, you know, Oshinoko.
Yeah, like
Very stupid.
it's very dumb. Yeah, it's just insulting to have like a best anime song and the best opening sequence and just have best anime song be comprised of like all openings except for that one song from a movie.
Yeah.
It's just really fucking dumb.
It is. No, it absolutely is.
I just question the competence of the people behind this.
I mean, I checked to make sure the fucking Ice and Bice wasn't on the judges list.
There are a lot worse judges, to be fair.
I just do not understand that guy's taste.
He is what I refer to as a trash connoisseur. Also, why is fucking Nezuko's VA up for best performance?
Was this the season where Nezuko actually did shit? Vocally?
Yeah, but most of the talking she did was, you know, grunting and stuff. Like, she has, like, a handful of actual lines.
I don't know. Okay.
I know this has been just, like, 10 straight minutes of me bitching about the anime awards, but still.
8.5.
楽しい
Regardless. I feel like it's merited.
It's dumb. Most awards shows are. But
Yep.
that's where
There's always snubs.
yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap up. So thank you everybody for watching this. It is shorter than usual, but as I said, I'm very tired. And I still want to watch at least an episode or two of anime before I go to bed tonight. So
What you gonna watch?
what was next on my list? No, the first one was Ishura. And then what was the other one? Anime. Oh, High Card.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun for you.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Saturday is going to be the Winter 2024 premiere stream. Sunday, not entirely sure. Maybe a tier list, or maybe the One Piece tier list. If we can get Fuzzy in. Tuesday and Thursday, probably gaming, maybe tier list. Yeah. Again, thank you for watching. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and press that bell icon to get notifications when we upload a new video.
And otherwise, hopefully we will see you on Saturday to talk about the winter premieres. Good night.
Later.